All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today. So, brilliant. Okay. All right. Great. Where's my screen over here? Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's an introduction to the Ghana tech ecosystem and the introduction to Africa Tech Startup Forum for the Ghanaian market. Just to outline what we'll be discussing today. So firstly, we will have an introduction by Kabina from TechFarm in Ghana. He'll take us through just some insight into the landscape and ecosystem of Ghana. And then I'm going to just run through what Africa Tech Startup Forum is and what has happened and what the opportunities are for your companies in this program. So firstly, yeah, as mentioned, from Ghana, we have Kabina that's going to present to you. Kabina is from TechFarm Hub. Many of you may know him. They're doing great work in Ghana at the moment, and Kabina is going to just give us an outline of the opportunities. So, Kabina, I hand over to you. Have you got anything to present there, Kabina, or are you just going to give some insight?
Awesome to connect with you today, Rex, and it's good to touch base with every one of you here today. I really appreciate the opportunity to be having this conversation with you. If it's okay by you, Rex, I'll share my screen so that everyone will have it easier to also follow a bit of what I'm trying to do.
Great. Please go for it. Share your screen.
Great. So please, if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it. If you can just make it into full screen, that'll be great.
Great. So please, can you see my screen now?
No, it hasn't come through, Kabina. If you could try sharing again. Yeah, it's coming through now. And then just click on full screen at the bottom. That'll be great.
We good?
We can still only see, we can't see the full screen. It hasn't come through. If you can just click that little project, yeah, that one, and see if it'll pull out. There we go. Now, perfect. That's great. Thank you, Kabina.
Okay, so thank you all very much once again for the opportunity to have this conversation with you. My name is Kobnad Mazalongden, and I'm the Chief Executive for TechFarm Hub. TechFarm Hub is located in Koforidua in the eastern region of the Republic of Ghana in West Africa. And it's really a great opportunity to be part of this particular conversation. I'm going to do this briefly, just to give you all an overview of the things that TechFarm Hub has been involved in and is still doing. So basically, we are a Pan-African social innovation and ecosystem enabler. Our core focus is around innovation, business development, using disruptive knowledge, skills, tools, and resources. Our focus is to support MSMEs, startups, and we have focus on youth, women and girls, and particularly persons with disabilities as well. Our work focuses around productivity and profitability in the green and circular economies, and we've been around since 2020. We started just during the COVID-19 period, and it was born out of several activities that we have done across the country during our time as an NGO, which metamorphosed into what we have as TechFarm Hub today. We are looking to become a bespoke agency that will be providing key critical support across board to our target stakeholders. We look to become a resourceful and empowerment space where young entrepreneurs, innovators, and startups who flourish using disruptive ideas and upscale various innovative solutions, have access to essential resources and funding, and also gain attraction in market to leverage for opportunities. We want to ensure that we help build innovative ideas that could actually solve everyday problems on the African continent. And we have been doing that for quite a while now, and we look forward to doing more as we go along. We have what we call various departments within the things that we do. So we have what we call our Eureka Maker space, And the makerspace concept focuses around robotics, issue of coding, issues of artificial intelligence, machine learning. We incorporate all these things into different types of trainings and training-related activities that we do. We also have one of our main areas focused on agric. So as you hear, our name says Tech Farm. So we are very much involved in agric. We have been actively involved in mushroom cropping. We have been involved in one of our flagship programs called Digital Farmers Program, engages with farm-based organizations and farm-based groups. We support with agribusinesses and agribusiness startups. And so definitely this is another core area that Tech Farm Hub is focused in. We also do a lot of technology support in the area of multimedia services and trainings. So as you can see, we have an overview of some of our activities that we do in terms of training and training-related activities. We look to sharpen the support for startups and SMEs as well. So we introduced the Scenic Creative Space to provide other related support services to startups, with the mind that when you go to the mainstream commercial system, most of the support services or the services that are provided to startups are normally charged on commercial rate. And we identified that to support beginning startups that need that kind of leverage into the mainstream market, you cannot be charging them a commercial rate. So we've designed Scenic Creative Space as a training platform, as well as also a support service platform that will give startups and MSMEs that need documentaries, that need content and concept creation opportunities at a very affordable rate. Now, what you see are some of our flagship projects and programs. Some of them are already ongoing as we speak this course of the year. So we have something we call the e-dialogues, which is our electronic dialogue discussions that we have, especially on commemorative events. We have DigiWomen. We focus on a lot on women. We have Digital Farmers Program, as I mentioned. One of our out and out ongoing activities, the Ghana Youth Innovation Accelerator Hackathon. So we have done that since 2021. And we currently have a cohort that is going through their final phases within that hackathon, that accelerator program. We also have the Ghana Green Skills for Ghana Youth Program, which is a hackathon that we engage, where we build actual solutions that support industry. We also have our Digital Academy Program and Digital Academy Program and clubs. We've been a very key stakeholder with a number of institutions around. What you see is some of programs and activities that we've been doing here at Tech Farm Hub in Koforidua. And once again, you have an overview of some of the general things that we've been doing in Tech Farm Hub. So basically, our activities have been very much geared towards and supporting our target groups, and we've been actively involved in doing that. Now, one of the things that we believe in strongly is the principle of partnerships. And it is the spirit of partnerships that has given us opportunity to be part of this particular program that is happening today. So the Africa Tech Startup Forum is an initiative that I believe Catalyze and other major stakeholders have come together to make happen. And we are very much excited to be part of it and also to support our stakeholders and ecosystem community partners to take advantage of. So thank you very much, Rex, and the rest of your team for this opportunity to be part of the session. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for that, Kobina. If you can stop sharing, and then I'm going to get back on to our screen. But yeah, always great to have someone involved in the program and supporting us in the project. Let's get down. Yeah. Great. So so just to give you some a good outline of what Africa Tech Startup Forum is, it is a first of its kind pilot project across the continent that will be looking at 8 African countries, and I'll take you through those shortly, Ghana being one of those countries. It is an acceleration program and a market access program, so both of them. We are going to be accelerating everyone through a training sprint. But throughout that training sprint, we will be doing matchmaking with investors and buyers and different kind of partners, as well as connecting all the African companies together as well. So a really great program for that connection within it. And then out of the 160 that we choose across Africa, we are going to be taking the top 20 to South Korea at the end of the program in December. It is something that is set up through the African Development Bank and is funded by COEFEC, which is the Korea Africa Economic Forum Economic Cooperation Trust Fund. It will be, we have got a huge support from the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Lab at Africa Development Bank, and a very exciting program that we're really looking to drive over the coming years as well. But exciting that we can have companies that part of it for the first year. Just numbers to give you a great oversight over this program. 160 tech ventures across Africa, so in 8 African countries. So roughly about 20 companies per country. We've got 2 cohorts that will coming through this, 160 to start with, and then in October our second cohort of 20 will be chosen from those 160 to go further along the program. When I talk about tech ventures as well, just to mention that before we move on, that we are looking for both ESOs, so entrepreneur support organizations, so accelerators and incubators that can apply for the program. We really want them to apply, and we see this as the future of the project as well, because we see huge opportunity between ESOs across Africa, so we want them to apply. But we are also looking for startups to apply, so everything from early stage startups all the way through to post-revenue startups, we want them to apply and get involved in the program. There's got to be a 120-day sprint, so 30 days of that is preparing gap analysis, getting people ready for the program, and then a 90-day training program that will happen over July, August, and September. And that'll be deeply into what your company is doing, how to pitch to people, how to get investment, what investors are looking for, etc. Lots of information within that that is training you, getting you ready for market. We'll be doing 2 demo days. We're doing an investor day that comes part of the program as well. Within those that first cohort of 160, they will get access to the demo day, investor days, the B2B matchmaking. As you can see there, about 100 virtual meetings that are going to be happening during the program. About 100 plus in-person meetings will be happening when we take the groups out to the final 20 out to Korea as well, but lots more coming throughout the program as well. So lots of matchmaking will be happening throughout the program. 20 travelers going over to Korea, as mentioned, at the end of the year. So we're looking forward to that. Actually, quite a lot more with the rest of the group that'll be traveling out there. And then we, at the moment, have about 8 program partners. We're looking to drive that to about 20 or so partners. Every day, investors are coming and saying they want to get involved. They're so excited about sourcing people, so they want to get involved in the program. And then we have about 5 pitch competitions that are happening throughout the program. As mentioned, 8 countries for the pilot program this year, and those are South Africa, Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, Morocco, Ghana, and Egypt. So a very nice spread across the continent, northeast, southwest, getting involved in the program. And yeah, really this year it's about a few things. So firstly, the key part for us is getting it a real pilot program. So we really want to start looking at the feasibility of this program. What is the worth of it? How can we get investors more confident about investing in Africa? We are strapped by resources, so that is why it is only 8 countries. We would love to do it in all 54 in Africa, and we will get there, but we have to start with 8. And these we find are the strongest countries in Africa that are really getting investment from around the world at the moment, and confidence around the world to be involved. So those are the 8 countries. There's a whole lot of learning and adaptation. Doing projects across so many countries in Africa is really requiring us to understand the ecosystems of each country and adapt our training towards those people in those regions. So that's going to be a huge part of the program. There's a huge amount of partnership opportunities, as mentioned, between ESOs, between tech startups that we're going to be pushing. And then the key is really driving proof of concept, showing that investment can come into the country through this. It's making it easier for investors. It's helping the ecosystem across the continent. That is really the proof of concept for the program. There are four main partners that are part of the program, three that are the contracting official programs leads that are part of the program. Indorama Works is the main contracting party. They are doing huge consultancy projects across Africa, really driving adoption of African products across the world. And they have been doing this for many years. And are a great partner to have in the program. Catalyze is my company, and we will be running the program, preparing companies for it, getting the applications in, making sure that people understand and communicating the project with them throughout the program. We are responsible for the business matchmaking through the program, and we really, if you are interested in meeting with people, you're interested in getting involved in this program, we are the ones that will be helping you with this. Our partner in Korea is the Korea Startup Forum. This is the largest startup organization in Korea, with actually more than that stated there, over 2,500 startups that work across their ecosystem. They are also the organizers of Come Up Korea, where we'll be taking everyone at the end of the year. And they are really an amazing partner that's going to be connecting us to buyers and investors and large-scale companies like your Samsungs and LG and various other large Korean companies that are all excited on how to get more involved in the African market and connect their ties to the region. Our training partner for the program is Uvu Africa, who are one of the oldest incubators in Africa. They've been running these acceleration programs for many, many years across multiple industries, and they're going to really be guiding us in our training and facilitation of our program. So they'll come on board from June, where they do gap analysis, and then from July, August, and September, they are going to actually give very deep insight and manage the training program throughout the session. So it is a great inclusion in our program. Just to give you some information about the training program, Uvu is really going through a process where they look at what companies are needing, so assessing what is needed, and we will be breaking that 160 cohort up into smaller little groups that get trained specifically on their needs, as well as the entrepreneur organizations. They will also be put in their own little group, and they will be trained separately, because there's obviously quite different training needed for ESOs compared to startups, and very different training is needed between an ideation company to a post-revenue. So we will be breaking people up into their stages of their companies and success. As mentioned, June is when we do our gap analysis. So we do all our preparation of our training in June, making sure we understand what is needed. And then July, it's really looking at the tools and knowledge about getting access to market and investment. So we really get down into the deep side of what is your understanding, and what you have to know is when you're going to pitch people and get involved. Over August, it's really much more in depth. So looking at markets, looking at your competitors in those regions, what are other people doing, what makes them successful, what you need to do with your product to make you successful, and making sure that your product is market fit, so that when we take you to investors during this time, you understand where you lie, what your unique selling point is, and making sure that you really are presenting yourselves in the right way. And then in September, even deeper, we're going into commercialization. So what makes you ready for international markets? What will investors see within your product so that they want to fund you? So that's really going deep into that in September. And then at the end of September, beginning of October, we start evaluating all of your companies and really starting to select you for that program in South Korea at the end of the year. What's happening within the forum and what initiatives are happening. As mentioned, the training, it's the cornerstone of our program, of the acceleration program, and that really is where we're going to get you guys ready for getting involved in the program. And both ESOs and tech startups, we are going to be really pushing onto this and making sure that you are prepared for meeting with people. We are running an amazing B2B matchmaking program. That is where my company Catalyze Excels and people that you're speaking to, Penny and Kiara and Delane at the moment, that will be in contact with you to get you involved in the program. We'll be putting you into meetings, one-on-one meetings with key people throughout the program. And that is super exciting. We always find such amazing feedback from these matchmakings, one-on-one meetings with people that tell you, this is what we think your product is good for. This is what we think your product can benefit from and how it could grow. So you get really great one-on-one calls with people on that. And then we will, as mentioned, be doing the demo and investor day. So we'll be getting investors involved in this. You'll be able to meet with these investors. They'll tell you a little bit about your product. They'll assess you as well and make sure that you are ready for market. And then further to that, the top 20 that get selected will be having these pitch competitions at Come Up Korea. They'll be involved in business matchmaking during Come Up Korea as well, which runs an amazing matchmaking program. Just wanted to highlight the role of ESOs. So TechFarm Hub are one of the ESOs that we've pre-approved now, and we are looking for some more in Ghana. So please apply. But these entrepreneur support organizations are really key to the program. One is applicants. So we want you to apply, get involved, apply for the program. We will, as mentioned, doing specific ESO training. So really driving accelerators and incubators understanding of how to manage your cohort, how to get investors, how to get people understanding and verifying your company. There's going to be market access for ESOs as well. So the ESO is going to be involved in the matchmaking program, and we are going to put you in closed door meetings with investors from Korea and partners from Korea. So please get involved in that. And then we really see our ESOs in our markets as an additional guidance and mentorship partner as well, on the feet on the ground, understanding what's needed in the market, and then able to feed back into the program and saying, you know, this is what's missing. We really need this kind of information, or this is the struggles that the companies are having in our country. We would love you to do something more focused on them. So we really see the ESOs as our guidance and partner in the program. And that's about it. We really want you to apply, so please get on board. That's the link. It's very easy, africatechstartupforum.com/apply. So get involved. We also want to hear from you. So info@africatechstartupforum.com. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. We love it when people talk to us. It's much better when people talk to us than they don't. We know they're getting involved, they're excited about it, and involved in the program. So that's it from us. Please, we'll have a look on the chat. Let me see. So there's the link for applying is on the chat. So if you need to click on that, please do so. Have we got any questions in the audience? We'd love to answer some questions if anyone has anything. I don't see any. Kabina, from your side, any questions that you might have on the program that I might not have covered?
Rex, so we have a question.
Okay, I see that. What are the requirements that a startup may pass before getting qualified to Korea? So the requirements are that you have to be involved in the program throughout. So firstly, obviously, that you get selected for the program. And once you're in and you've been approved, that you are at all the training sessions throughout the program. That's going to weigh heavily against your company. There will be weekly trainings that you have to get involved in, and we have to see that you are committed to the program and getting involved in this. So that is number one. Other than that, we would obviously want to see that your company is well versed and has a great technology, and that you are following the steps. So if there are courses to do and you have to go out and fill in a questionnaire, and that has to come back to us, please get back to us on that. Who will be the travel cost? So if you get selected as a top 20, your travel cost will be covered within the program. So it will be something that is covered by Africa Tech Startup Forum. ESOs and startups will be selected using the same criteria. Yes, it's the same application form, but we obviously will look at an ESO very differently to a tech startup because there's obviously different things there. So when you go through the form, there is a little a change in the form as you go onto page 2 and select if you're an ESO or a startup. And if you are a startup, it'll just take you to the next question. If you're an ESO, it'll ask a couple other questions like what seed funding you are and what are you expecting to get out of the program as an ESO. So go through that application. It will vary per if you're an ESO or a startup. So what about confidentiality of information? That's fine. We keep your information very confidential. It's not shared with anyone else other than the selection committee. We have a look at that, and then we will get rid of that information. And if you are not accepted, if you are accepted, we'll keep it on file. So it will completely adapt throughout the program. So thanks for that, Amote. How will the program adapt through evolving needs of startups throughout the acceleration programs? The whole training program will adapt as we see you develop throughout the program. So we will, obviously, startups are consistently evolving, and our training team, Uwe, will take you through that. They will go speak to you throughout the program. There will be questionnaires that you fill in. If you come back and you let us know, okay, maybe we haven't touched upon understanding an investor enough, we will adapt a program and bring in a trainer that will talk about that within the program. The training program, so thanks for that, Kavina. How long is the training program, and will it be online based? Yes, it will be online based. It's all virtual. Obviously, being across 8 African countries, it's very difficult to do this across so many regions in person. It will be all done online. And being tech, we are all quite used to that at the moment. The training will be over a 3-month period, July, August, and September. It's not extremely onerous. You'll be in trainings twice to 3 times a week. So you'll be able to access that 2 to 3 hours at a time. So we understand that you are entrepreneurs. You've got to focus your time. So it will be happening over that period. Thomas, thanks for this question. What was your total sales revenue in US dollars in the past 12 months? Is there a minimum you look at? So we need to understand if this question is really in the application is really understanding if you have traded or not. That gives us real insight if you are if your tech app or product is actually being used in the market. We're not looking for a minimum. If it's very new, and it's an awesome idea, we will consider you. So it's not you can put 0 there in your answer. Do I need a professional video as requested before the start of the application? It doesn't have to be professional. If it is very well crafted and you explain yourself very well, you can do it pretty much on your phone. We've seen some amazing applications with people just giving some insight in what they're doing. Keep it very structured. There's very good systems now that you can record. You can do something on Zoom. And you can add stuff to it, but really it really needs to outline what you're doing. I would say do it on Zoom and have a little presentation like I've got over here explaining what you're doing, and that's enough for us to understand what it is. 1 to 3 minutes, please. Anything longer than that, people start losing interest. We've got a lot of applications to go through, so keep it short, concise, and run through your PowerPoint when you do it. At the end of the program, will there be any grants or debt or equity investment? Great question. We take no equity within the program, and there's no cost to be a part of it. There will be opportunity. There's no grants, but there are investment opportunities. Definitely, we'll be getting a whole lot of investors that are coming on board, and there is that opportunity to get an investment in your company. When is the closing date? Great question. Officially, the closing date is this Friday, the 10th of May. So please get applying. However, if you have any issues, please contact my team and we'll be in contact with you to make sure that we can give you some kind of an extension, or we know that the rest of the application is coming in. The key for us is really that you apply and you put your information in. If there's anything missing, we'll also come back to you and say, this is information is missing. Please, can you supply it by the next few days? Amote, you said, I want to believe that this will the first of its kind focusing on tech startups in Africa. Correct me if I'm wrong, however, can you share insight into the track record of previous cohorts in terms of growth, funding raised, or market penetration? So I can't give you details on other people's programs because I don't have the ability to do that. But it really is insights and track records in the previous cohorts. We've just seen one that's been done through our partner Uber Africa for Creation Africa, with a whole lot of startups from across the continent in the digital creative economy. There's been a huge interest from investors in those companies. And a real great growth opportunity for them. There is fundraising within it, and market penetration. We have already started getting calls from investors saying that they want to be involved in this program. So market penetration is going to be a huge part of the program. There's such an amazing group of people that are excited about this project from across the continent. You know, we've spoken to people in Egypt. We've just had a call today with someone in Australia that does a huge amount of projects in Africa, really keen to get involved. We had a call last week with the African diaspora in the US, trying to get back into the market and really fund African startups at the moment. So amazing stuff happening there. Thomas, I'm glad that you're applying. Nice to see that. Is there an age barrier for someone to apply? No, of course not. We obviously would love the youth to be involved. That is key. We want young people to be involved in the program. What there is a barrier to is we have to see that you do have some kind of incorporation. So you have to have a company set up for the program. That is going to be a key part of it. So someone that's very young and hasn't got the ability to set up their own company, that will act against you. But you can be 70 and apply for this program. That shouldn't be an issue. How old should your startup be to qualify? It can be 1 month old at the minimum. We are looking for something that is formed and incorporated, as mentioned, but it can be as early as a day old. We really just want to see that you have some kind of a great product and something set up on your side. Another thanks, Kobina. What happens to applications who don't necessarily win and go to Korea? You, as mentioned, throughout those 90 days training, there will be matchmaking done for you. So you will be introduced to investors and partners. Your information will also stay on the website until the end of the year. So even though you might not get chosen for the 20, we will still be driving investors and partners to the program throughout that time afterwards. So you will be able to get access to investors and partners throughout the program. Again, another question, Tony, how old should my startup be? As mentioned, as long as you are incorporated, if you're even 1 day old, it's fine for us to consider you. Does the business have to be in existence already? Yes, we do need you to have an incorporation document to be a part of the program. So please make sure you send that. In regards to it being active as a business, again, that's not necessary. So if you are not trading on it already and you've already got something, the tech set up, we will consider you for the program. So please do apply, but you do need to be incorporated. Can innovators in various sectors apply? Yes, we are. So to mention, our top 3 sectors are ag tech, so agricultural technology, health tech, and fintech. But we are looking for ed tech companies, game tech companies, clean tech companies, biotech companies to get involved. So you can get involved across multiple sectors. One thing, however, is we are not looking for innovators of food products or cosmetics brands, etc. We are looking for companies that have a tech aspect to their program. So they have to have some technology that is doing something, either a website that is connecting people or a tech app that goes onto your phone that allows you people to access that and buy that tech. Please, Kobina, you said please share contacts for follow-ups. Sure, Penny and Kiara, please, can you just type your, I think it's info at, so you can contact us, info@africatechstartupforum.com. So that would be great. but Penny and Kiara will be onto you as well and calling you for that. So Penny and Kiara, can you just tap that on us there for us? info@africatechstartupforum.com. Fashion tech, Tony, yes, if there's a technology, as mentioned, if there's some kind of technology within it, digital technology, then you can be accepted for it. If it's connecting fashion designers together, or it's helping fashion designers source a material, or something like that, or a marketing tool, that is definitely accepted. You can have a prototype. So Bubba, you have a prototype or product to qualify? Yes. You can just have a prototype as it stands. If it's a great idea and a prototype, we will consider you. Any other questions there? We've got, thank you for Penny and Kiara for adding that. Those are various email addresses that you can contact us at. Also via Africa Tech Startup Forum on LinkedIn. Please connect with us on that. Great. I don't think there's any other questions coming through. But I'll stop sharing now. And just to say, yeah, thank you very much for your time. Kavina, thank you very much for joining us today and presenting. It was great to hear about TechFarm and what you are doing. I think there's huge opportunities, and we're super excited to have you involved in the program. And everyone else who joined, thank you very much for your time. My team has been contacting you on this call as well and taking down your details. And we're really excited about you having you join this program and getting involved as startups. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Thank you very much, Rex.
Awesome.
And thank you, Penny P and Kiara.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day.
Take
You
care,
too.
guys. Bye.